and welcome back to Prep Rally. Rick, this is week 10.
Unbelievable.
I mean, it just seems like it was, a couple weeks ago we were in August. We were getting ready for the season opener, having our first show. You were going back to school trying to get some edumacation.
Which
I
failed.
see that didn't work.
Which failed.
So we're in week 10 now. I think your addition's gotten maybe a little bit better. The little boy did say he would help you back then, though. Did you go back to him for any more help?
No.
They took your cookies and you said, I'm out.
I'm out.
I'm out.
You can't trust kids like that.
You can't trust kids. You just can't
They
trust
steal
kids.
your Oreos, I'm done with them.
They're done. He's done with them. So we're here in week 10. We got, of course, Rick, huge games on the line this week. Before we get to any kind of a preview, we'll talk about last week. Now, you and I were over at Bentonville against Springdale. And, Rick, it was just all Bentonville last Friday night.
Well, again, the headline correct. Taking care of business. They did exactly that. I thought it'd be a little bit closer. Springdale's really struggling. Probably, may not win, may not make the playoff. But Bentonville, you don't want to say they're peaking because they've been at this peak the whole year.
I think they've just gotten a little bit better every week.
They have gotten better everywhere. I mean, offense, defense, special teams. The kicker, a 43-yard field goal like it was nothing.
Boom.
So
gone.
Like
that's your word.
It just really go like that, and so they are excellent team, but they're going to be tested this Friday.
Now I got to give Mr. Ricky some props right here.
For what?
It doesn't come very often, but he got something right. He picked the Van Buren over at Bentonville West game last Friday. Now I didn't see it coming. You must have some insider knowledge, some horse trader things going on, but you picked that one. But, Rick, I tell you, I've said this all year long. I think Van Buren has really improved their program. It started last year with Casey Dick. He left, of course, went to Fayetteville. They promoted Crosby Tuck up to head coach, and that progression has continued. Rick, I think they're going to be a pretty good team and a good program in 6A after this year, too.
That's why, the reason I got that, not because I'm smart. You know that.
I know, we all know that.
We all know that. You work with me. But I paid attention, and I've always liked the Van Buren teams. They're not as fast. They're not as big, but, man, they've always been scrappers. And then when they played Springdale Harbor 34-31, I said, uh-oh. And then Bentonville West had some injury problems, and Van Buren's at home like for senior night or something. It all kind of, I took that brew together, that Halloween brew together, and stirred it up, and I threw it out there and finally got one right.
Finally got one right. So mark that one down. Log this as historical, maybe. Maybe historical. You got that one right.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So Bentonville West lost. Now but Rick, that doesn't mean anything because Friday night, Bentonville West, now they are going to be packing in Wolverine Stadium. They're going to be bringing Bentonville High. For the first time ever, Bentonville High will make a road trip about 10 miles up the road to Centerton to Bentonville West. This is still for the conference championship, even though Bentonville West lost last week at Van Buren. Bentonville coming in, the atmosphere will be electric. You remember, Rick, I was there. You were there a couple of years ago when they played for the first time. There were people in line to get tickets and get into the stadium at 4:30 that afternoon. Now, I'm not saying it'll be like that Friday night, but I'm expecting an electric atmosphere. West wants to, they want to get a win, because they've been hammered twice in this series so far.
Yeah.
So, they want to win. But, boy, Bentonville, you mentioned it earlier, Bentonville just has gotten better and better every game. They're 9-0 going into this game.
Somebody tried to convince me that, it's taking the luster off some of this game because the way West got upset. And said, no, it's like a new truck. Do you throw away your new truck because you're in Walmart and some yahoo rams his cart up against your door and you get a dent? You don't throw the truck away, right?
No. I chased the yahoo down.
Truck.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, that's another show.
Okay, that's another show. But no, West can tie for the championship, and there's a lot at stake. And you want to beat your rival, especially after they've beaten you the last couple times.
Exactly.
You're right. There will be a big crowd up there, a lot of line. Can they just get an escort for us so we can get into stadium?
Oh, we've already got that lined up. We're going to have.
We're good?
Yeah. The president's going to let us his bodyguards. They're going to be
the president of what?
President of I don't know.
Okay.
I hear the president's going to the Alabama LSU game, so maybe on their way they could swing through here. His bodyguards take you and I into the stadium, get us safely in there.
Get in there.
Then they can get to Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, you can do that.
They can do that.
Yeah, we just got to get in the game. That's all.
That's all. So, Rick, got those. That's a big game going on this week. Also got Rogers Heritage, another rivalry game. Rogers fighting to get into the playoffs. Heritage still fighting, to get their first win. We got that going on. But you mentioned this earlier. Let's skip down to the River Valley, where tonight Friday night, North Side, South Side play each other. Rick, this is going to be the last time they're going to play as conference opponents because they're going to be split next season with South Side coming up to the west to take Van Buren's place, who we said is going to 6A. Mm-hmm. So South Side comes up to the west. North Side stays in the Central. It's not something anybody is tickled about and happy about because you want North Side and South Side to play each other in the final game of the season. Well, they're going to do that Friday night, and then they're not going to do that again for at least a couple of years.
Well, that's the only reason I mentioned. It's kind of sad. I should be wearing black. I've loved that rivalry. I've called North Side, South Side the best rivalry in the state. Two teams, the Battle of Rogers Avenue. You've covered them games. It's a fantastic series. But, man, things are changing. They're no longer the Rebels. They had to change them to Mavericks or something.
Right.
They're no longer, neither team's going to be in the playoffs.
Nope. First time since
1980.
My senior year, 1980.
And start next year, they're no longer going to be in the same conference. So, you're talking about taking a luster off something. I mean, this is a real luster off that. I've always loved that rivalry. And I don't know, one of them will win that game. But if I were there, it'd be pretty sad for me. But because I still love that North Side, South Side rivalry.
So we got that one going on. Of course, with this being Week 10, there'll be some games played on Thursday night this week. Be some games played on Friday. Lots and lots of big games going on. You take a look at some of these conferences, and there is some craziness going on, not just in the conferences in the Northwest Arkansas area, but around the state. There's one Class A conference that could have a 5-way tie for first place after Friday night if things happen,
so
crazy.
Henry got that figured out, right?
Sure, he does.
Henry,
we sit back and
idea.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you got that going on. Got a big game in the 4A1. P Ridge 6-0.
Yeah.
Shiloh Christian 6-0. They're playing for the conference championship. So got a good one going on over there. So lots of good games going on in the area. So be sure and catch that. Don't forget, Rick and I will be at Centerton Friday night for Bentonville at Bentonville West. We'll be there at 5:30 for Prep Rally Live. So you want to make sure and catch that on YouTube. So we'll be there for that. Rick, also, we need to mention, last weekend, state volleyball tournament was held.
Yeah.
The 6A was held in Cabot. Yep. Our Paul Boyd was there all week long covering volleyball. Then on Saturday, he saddled up the horses, took them down Highway. I got.
Okay.
Took them down Highway 7 to Hot Springs. Went down and covered all the championship matches down there. And Bentonville volleyball team, congratulations to Michelle Smith. They won the Class 6A state championship. They beat Fort Smith Southside in a great match. Paul was there for that, and he's got interviews that you'll see right now.
In the first set, we basically were just getting our nerves out because we've never played in anything this big. So I think we just psyched ourselves out, but then we trusted each other, and we were like, we got it.
How do you feel like that this team has kind of grown as the season's gone, and you feel like you've had some losses and some things that you had to come back from? Go ahead.
Yeah, we've had losses, but it just taught us to fight more, and we never have it and we can't take it for granted. So we just have to keep fighting every practice.
Anything else as far as she said? She talked to you about, hey, we're going to be looking for you a little bit today. You think a little bit more? Your setter's going to be trying to find you. You feel any extra pressure, or you just go to play?
No, I don't feel pressure because I know my team has my back, and they always pick me up when I'm down.
So again, congratulations to the Bentonville Lady Tigers
and
for
the
winning.
Hackett Hornets.
And the Hackett Hornets also in Class 2A. They won the state championship. So congratulations to Hackett. So lots of highly successful volleyball. Great season for them. And just, what a better way to cap that than, hearing "We Are the Champions" being played over the loudspeaker there at Hot Springs for that. So congratulations again to all those state champions. So Rick, that about wraps it up for us. You got something else?
Let me say this. This is week 10, and a lot of teams are not going to make the playoffs. But here's kudos to the guys who stuck it out. I know it. I played on some losing teams. I know it's tough. You go walking down the hall, people calling you how they do that, the loser thing and all that. You guys stuck it out. You showed up to practice every day. It didn't go as well as you would like, but you guys deserve a lot of credit. Starting with 2 days in the summer when it's hot, nasty, skeeters all over the place, and coming into the cold right now. So good job for everybody who stuck it out on those teams.
What he said. Thanks for being with us on Prep Rally. Catch us next time. Don't forget, 5:30 Friday, Bentonville West. Rick and I are there. Bentonville West students, come join us. See what kind of noise you can make, because I don't think you got anything. Show me what you got. Woo! How about that, Rick? We'll see you next time on Prep Rally.